Moms. Because there's something else. It's the truth you want to deny. The water bill, it's the root of everything that's been exploited. The 7 years is mom's, the whole life, the root of thing. Anita, you're trying to.
Why did you choose not to make your utility bill payments? You had the money accessible, available to you. Why did you choose not to?
Your dad had the squatter move in and do identity theft and get me to lose my job.
Look, that's not true. He was telling you the squatter was not a good idea from the beginning. So trying to blame that on him does not have
Anita, the facts are that you want everything you want to deny is the truth.
And you didn't pay your bill, and Anahid was never responsible.
Okay, you speak your narrative, but you want to drown out the truth with the false narrative.
How is anything I said untrue? You had money, you didn't pay your bill, and Anahid was never responsible for that bill. Correct? True or false? You don't want to answer? What's wrong? You had money. My dad was giving you $500 a week from Masi's money. You chose not
So,
to pay your
Anita,
bill
this
for 6 years,
can't
7 years.
work
That was your
because
choice.
you want to deny the truth and you want to speak falsities. You want.
What did I
Would
say that
you
was false?
would you agree to have a third party here, a third person, a therapist? We do, because when that you won't be able to speak lies. Gaslighting only works.
Why did you choose not to pay your bills with the money you were getting? Was that a smart choice? Who is going to help you now? What are you going to do about your bill? That's what, $12,000 now?
What are you trying to accomplish, Anita? What are you what are you trying to accomplish now? Can you tell me?
I'm trying to get to the bottom of what that
I'm telling you, you're in denial about. You want to deny it. You want to block out the truth.
I'm telling you the truth and you're not answering.
No, you have a false narrative. You've been pushing all these years. Well, if you weren't, you would let me speak it.
Why did you think you were not responsible for the bills in your own home? Why did you think you were not responsible for that? Who gave you that impression that you didn't have to pay your bills? You were getting money that should have gone to your bills.
Yeah, well, okay, so keep telling yourself that. You don't want to, you want to block out the truth. Keep telling yourself that.
What else is there?
When I'm telling you, you're blocking it out. If you weren't scared of the truth, you wouldn't block me speaking it.
You're not speaking about the same thing. You're going to a different topic. That's why I'm stopping.
No, it is the truth you want to deny.
Why did you not pay your bill? Answer that question, please. I'm giving you all the time in the world to answer.
I was in crisis because your dad, you had paid Tony Bongiovanni, Mike Velarde, all these years. Let me finish. I'm answering you the truth. That's the truth you don't want to accept.
Without the because, let's hear that I was in crisis and that's why you didn't pay your bill?
Because Mike Velarde had sent Justine Taylor to stay in my house for the purpose of making me lose my job.
You let a homeless woman stay in your house because you thought you could fuck her.
Is Mike Velarde.
It's free sex. Yay. That's what you said. I know that. Reality. That is the fact. I know what you did.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't pay your bill.
Mm-hmm. I hear somebody laughing there. Who's that? Is that Ken? Who is that laughing there, Anita? I heard somebody laughing there.
I'm a my car trying to get through to you.
You're trying to get through to me? You're trying to get through to
responsible for your
me?
bills. You are responsible for your bills, Sherry. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When you get money, you have to pay your bills with that money.
And what you do with the money you use on my mom's account? You paid
I
Tony
pay her bills.
Bongiovanni. Can you
I
send
pay
a
her bills
report?
and her
What
legal
you've
fees and her taxes.
you
I
haven't
sent
you
the
haven't sent a
percentage of her
report.
healthcare
Send a
costs.
report at what you've spent on Tony
I don't
Bongiovanni.
trust you. I don't trust you. You have to focus on
Make it
yourself.
public. You're lying because you spent a lot of money, mom's money, on Tony Bongiovanni for the purpose of destroying me with these methods. And you don't trust me is because you're lying.
And her taxes.
How much money did you spend, Tony Bongiovanni, his team? How many employees does Tony Bongiovanni pay with mom's bank account? Can you answer that? That's what you're hiding. Can you send a report? Everything.
I'm telling you now. Do you
Go
want to
ahead.
hear it?
Yeah.
He charges $45 an hour for legal consulting and security, personal security. So I hired him to come and take Anahid to her doctor's appointment with me.
Okay, how much have you spent? How many hours have you how many huh?
It was $45 an hour. And he was with me in the time that you observed. And he served you his
That's that one day. That's that one day.
That's all.
How many days has he worked? You and him look like you have a relationship going on. You've been involved with each other.
When we told you about the doctor's
That's that day. But
that was the day that we came
when how far back does it go? Look, he's got Brooklyn accent. He's one of
Listen. There was the day we came to inform you of the doctor's appointment. He accompanied me with coffee to introduce himself and explain to you what we were doing there. There was the day we came for the doctor's appointment when you did not uphold your side of that agreement and allow me to take Anahid to the doctor for her follow-up appointment after her 3-month stay in the hospital. You did not allow that to happen. So you called the police and
when you hit me, right?
And I told them that you were interfering with her medical health care rights.
Yeah.
And that is why they took her, because she was in an unsafe environment, because you took her away from her ability to go to the doctor when she needed it.
Okay.
She needed it because your dog bit her. She also needed it because she was in the hospital for 3 months, stabilizing on medication, and then when you were given the medication, you did not give her any of it. She needed at least to taper off of it, but you did not give her 1 dose of that medication that you were given from the board and care home after she was gone home into your care, when you would not allow any caregivers to enter her home, who I had hired caregivers to go and assess the property to see if it was safe for her to live there. You didn't allow them to enter. When she did request to go home, and you were there to accept her, you accepted the medication, and you needed to dispense it as prescribed. You were given prescription directions. You did not do that. So you interfered with her health care. She could have had major health complications from that. You didn't let me take her to her follow-up appointment in person at her normal primary care doctor.
Right.
And then the next day, Anahid was taken into the hospital. Tony was paid for a 3rd day of work because he secured her property from anyone who was abusing her, which was you.
Okay.
And then he came back and served you the papers when you did not vacate the residence. He came back again with the police to help you enact that restraining order.
Okay.
To help keep you from prison, actually.
Okay.
So those were what, 4 days I charged him for work?
Okay, how much was that? How much did you pay him for the 4 days? How much did you pay for the 4 days?
For however long it took.
How many hours per day did he work?
It was maybe like
$3,000 you spent for that. Okay. And then that day you came to White Oak with all those people, all those police officers. How did you arrange that? And he was there, like it's like a movie production. So many people there. I called the police when you hit me, Anita.
It's a special location. So they came, their supervisor came, and then they called the medical evaluation unit for Anahid because they heard what was happening.
What the?
You
Okay.
started that. I just came to take her to the doctor.
You
called
did
the
hit
police.
me, right?
I pushed the phone out of my hand because you pushed it in my face. You pushed the phone in
You
my face.
hit me, Anita.
Pushed it out
Okay.
of my
So then
hand.
that's why I called police, because you hit me.
You called police, and then they called
Because
the
you
police
hit
because they
me,
know you.
Anita. And there
And
were
then they
all those
called and
police
you
there.
for
And
Anahid.
I saw when
I did not
Anahid
orchestrate it.
called,
You did.
there were all those police there when you came and hit me, Anita.
You orchestrated that because
Oh,
I
I
was
did
trying to
that.
take her to
Okay,
the
okay.
doctor.
All right.
You called the police.
Hmm.
I did not orchestrate that.
No,
I tried to
okay.
take her to the doctor.
All right, all right. Okay, go on. Go on. And
You
then
are
before,
responsible for your bills.
I keep hearing, before that, so before you came to that day you came, we were at her house and on Lassen. Before that, you did know Tony before that, right?
He helped me draft the restraining order because before that, I was trying to hire a fiduciary to take over all power of attorney responsibilities.
Yeah.
Because you kept on threatening me, and I did not want to be a part of this anymore. However, when the fiduciary saw the situation I was in and saw your YouTube videos, she quit. But Tony was her security.
Who was the fiduciary? What's the name?
The fiduciary? You don't need to know that.
Oh. Okay.
I never ended up working with her. I never paid her anything.
Oh, okay. Did you ever pay the lawyer Rugas? John Rugas, the one who did the trust originally? Did you pay him?
She had outstanding bills with him because she never paid him for his trust. So
So you did pay him, okay. And then did you pay Kathy Carpenter?
Yeah, she was a hired caregiver.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Intimidated and threatened.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I posted video up, but she's mandated reporter, and the abuse she's getting from you, by law, she's supposed to report it.
She was not able to care for Anahid because you intimidated her and made her leave.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
she's willing to testify in court to that.
She is. What is she saying? Have you? Okay, Anita, you that day, Julie Allen's wife brought mom to enter to the alley to the garage and have her come in when I'm getting a massage. I'm naked and mom walks in on me.
Was that before or after Citibank that day?
That was before Citibank. I was getting a massage in the. I was getting a massage in the sunroom at night, and I see mom coming in, looking at me as I'm naked. And then she told me that Julie had brought her there, dropped her off behind in the alley behind my house. She entered to the garage, and then so.
She only told you that after you intimidated her. I wouldn't believe that. I don't think that's true.
No, the video is there, and then so it's not you. A lot of things I'm saying, and you and Anita, everything. So you have, but you were. You know, mom's relationship with me. She's not she's the one abusing your mom, Alice, and my dad, and my brother, and me all our lives.
At that point,
and you want to deny that because you're exploiting that.
You had already successfully isolated her completely from me, and I barely had any communication with her. I had tried giving her a phone. You took it multiple times. Sometimes she had extra phones in her house. She was able to call me from numbers that I thought had been disconnected.
So there were secret conversations you and her were having. One of them is that text.
You did a really good job at isolating her and not allowing her to talk to me even when she needed to.
You have a false narrative. The only way we can get to the truth is have a third party look at the facts and fact check. You always prevented that.
I think that you need to start taking some accountability for the things that you've done.
But that if there's no third party to, you don't want, why would, it's not blame. I want the truth. Yeah, Anita, I just want the truth to be revealed, and you're always preventing it.
About how to recover from this, because you are stuck on things that are in the past and have no relation to your current present reality. In reality right now, you are living in a house that has not had bills paid since 2021. So that's 6 years now that you never paid your bills. the money from Masis ran out in 2022, right? So for those first 2 years, you could have been paying those bills and you didn't. And then after that, you had absolutely no money and you started threatening and intimidating your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're threatening and intimidating me. So you need to leave everyone else alone and start figuring out your own shit for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you're doing right now is harmful.
Okay.
Okay? Why don't you go and heal from this? Figure something out. I like the tally mark idea. That's something I just remembered, and I used to use that when things would get too hard for me in my head. And I think you could really use some help like that. You need to stop threatening people. You need to stop blaming people. And you need to start working to organize your life. Because I am not responsible
Despite
for
all
your
your
bills. Anahid
efforts
is not
to
responsible for your
destroy
bills.
it. You live in a completely different world, Anita. That you've a false narrative that you've built up.
That nothing I just said was false.
But why don't you want fact checking? Why do you deny fact checking?
What does fact checking even mean? What does that
Have
mean
a
to you?
third person. Have your
Why does a third
dance
person know more than you
teacher,
or I?
your dance
Why do you
teacher,
think a
Beth
third
Bond,
person would know more
because they
than
will
you or
call it
I?
out. You can lie. You can gaslight one person. You
Nothing
don't
I'm
want a
doing is
third party. You
gaslighting.
can
I'm
just
telling
tell
you
them
the
they're
facts.
crazy. But a third party looking at the
I
facts.
didn't call you crazy.
You didn't call me crazy.
Not once
5
in this
years
conversation
you've
have I
been
called you
saying you're
crazy.
crazy. 5 years, you, your dad,
Not
Albert.
once in this
That's for your
conversation. I've
method.
acknowledged your trauma.
Oh.
I've acknowledged that you've gone through a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that maybe life is a little
It's
too hard
alone.
for you to
It's what
understand
you've
sometimes.
caused me to destroy me because I'm the obstacle between you and mom's life
I have
savings.
no intention to destroy you. I actually want you to be okay.
Oh
I
yeah.
want you to figure out life for yourself so that I don't have to worry about you. And I don't ever have to talk to you again. That would be great. Why don't you figure some shit out, Jarek? And stop harassing me online.
Me posting the truth about you is harassment?
Whatever you're posting, yeah, if it's about
Because
me,
it's
harassment.
the
'Cause I don't
truth
want
that
any of it.
violates your false narrative.
What is it going to take for you to stop posting online about me?
Why does it upset you? Why don't you tell Beth Bond? Let Beth Bond look at it. Have Beth Bond
You and said
contact
that
me.
you look scary.
Yeah,
You look
let her
scary
talk
and
to
you
me.
remind her of her abuser.
Okay, I'm having therapists. I want you to talk with a third party I pick. I want us to have meetings with a third person I
I don't want to be
want.
associated with you. That's why I don't want you posting about me. I don't want you focusing on me.
Okay, let's.
I don't want your attention. I don't want you getting off on my image or my pictures. I don't want you masturbating to me. Can you please stop that? That's disgusting.
Where did you get that idea? Where does that come? What?
Talking to me on
Where did you get that from?
expose me. I can see it.
Where can you see that?
Are you doing it? Do you want to deny it?
Where do you get that from, Anita?
Why don't you tell me it's not true?
You think I'm jerking off to you?
Yeah, it's disgusting. The way that you post me next to all those boob pictures on your Facebook. It's disgusting. Stop it. Please.
That's a new
I don't want
one.
you thinking of me in that way.
Oh.
Please. You're not denying it, so I know right now it's true. Please don't do that. I don't want to be on the same page of those crazy like boob and butt pictures that you post of people. Like, I don't want that attention. Please. Please don't do that to me. Is that what you've been doing?
No, I don't jerk off to you, Anita.
Okay, good.
I don't know why you would think that.
Because you post me next to all those sexual things. You post my dance videos. And I've asked you not to. And then the next second, you're posting something like porn.
So I've explained
both
what
at the
that
same
is.
time.
Everything you're asking about, I've explained, and you're refusing to hear it. I have the answers. It's all everything. The answer to everything. I post every day the truth, and you know what it is,
So you're
huh?
what you're posting isn't always the truth because you have a lot of
Which one?
misconceptions.
So you're always saying that. So we need to, but you don't want to fact check anything. You don't want a third
I've told
party.
you all the things that are false, and you don't want to hear it.
It's when it's just you and me, and you just say everything I say is false and everything you say is truth. It can't work out. We need a third fact checking.
Everything. I'm saying
If
like
it
those
was,
theories about
the
9/11 and all these people involved conspiring against you, that's not true.
your
The thing about
grandfather
your bills
was
not being
first
paid because we're
responder,
trying
so
to
was
put you
Mike
in crisis,
Villardi,
that's
so
not
was
true.
Tony Bongiovanni. They're connected. They're the same team. You're all using the same methods Justin Taylor was using to provoke
I don't know Justine,
a response.
I don't know Mike. I barely know Tony. You're connecting all these things, they're not connected. You need to stop ingraining those patterns in your head and actually look at what's happening in reality. Okay?
So what do you think is a solution when two people, one, Darvo, you know what Darvo is? When someone's perpetrating and pretending. So what in that situation, what's to do? In that situation,
a concerned family member who's seeing someone spiral out of control and go into tremendous
that's
debt
you.
and doesn't know how
That's
to help
you.
them.
You're using all of mom's money to target me, paying Tony Bongiovanni with all his skills.
I only paid him to get her protection and health care.
Yeah, so that's false narrative. What do you do when there's a situation like this?
You did interfere
There's
with
a solution to that. You're preventing it.
I didn't prevent it. I made sure she got health care. That's
I know that's your narrative and it's false. What do you do when two people have two different you saying what you're saying is true and it's false? What is it? What does somebody do in that situation? It does happen.
Has legal backing and documentation to help, and I have the legal backing. Okay.
You have all of mom's money paying lawyers to Tony Bongiovanni.
If you don't want to believe it, that's your prerogative. But really, I'm trying to get through to you because I am concerned about you. Because you don't have anything going for you right now, and I don't know what you're going to do. So I'm trying to help you.
I'm just posting the truth. That's a violation to your false narrative.
I think maybe you have a couple of false narratives of your own, Zeke, and you don't want to address it because it'll
so
really
let's
hurt.
fact check it. When for that situation, there's a solution.
Ask someone else to look at it all. I doubt you'll get anyone who will agree to do that.
I have someone. When I'm talking to them, I'll call you.
You have really.
When we need a conversation with a third person, we had that psychologist, and then she said that a psychologist said that you guys are saying lies about me. That's there. Familial manipulation she's had, and she sent a text, and she said that you're framing me, and there's all the conversations. The psychologist, and she's willing to testify.
Anahid went missing, and I was desperate, and I was really scared for hours, and you weren't messaging me or telling me what was going on, so I reached out to your therapist, and I had already spiraled thoughts of like the worst case scenarios.
Yeah.
So I was already in that mindset of,
so she stated that
you're
framing me and you're manipulating people against me. When we have a third person look at it, she's written it out, and I have the recording. So you prevent a third person being present, because when there is, they state that you're lying.
But I'm not participating in any third people
because it would prove that you have a false narrative.
Be a third person. Now
that you said, what will it take? That's what it will take. What you asked me, what's the solution?
You have in your life.
That answer, I don't trust, is because you've been lying all these years. All this narrative you have is false. And when I want a third party, when I want it, that's why we need the public to see it.
Myself from you because
you're trying to protect your false narrative. Everything you're doing is to take mom's money, and you're lying all the time.
I have not taken any of her money. I'll tell you that right now.
You haven't. You haven't taken any of her money.
That's correct. I have used it for her care and for her benefit.
To pay Tony Bongiovanni to put her away and me away and take everything.
You're not put away, are you?
You got me locked out of my own house. She's always saying she doesn't want it for you. That's not for you to say. She's always saying that she wants you out of her lives, out of her bank account.
She's not always saying that.
She is. I have all the recordings. She's always saying that. You're saying she doesn't have capacity. You removed her capacity by keeping her where she's calling 911 every day. See,
she's not doing that now, is she? I fixed that problem.
You had listened to that? You listened to that?
She's cared for and respected. So she does no reason.
So was Varsenik and Galupse, right? And then we weren't told that they died.
Varsenik was in home. She never went to a care home. I don't know about Galupse.
Mom and Anahid, Mom and Apo were calling and calling. They didn't know what had happened to her. And
towards the end, Varsenik couldn't even talk. And that's what happened.
Yeah, but it was kept secret from Mom and Apo what had happened to her and with Galupse.
She wanted to tell her in person. Because he thought that she would take the news too hard, and he didn't want to he cares for her.
The same situation. Mom is locked up. She's not allowed to talk. And you fought fraudulent restraining order.
If you followed the court system for visitation rights.
Yeah, you lied to me when I asked when the day is to show up to court. You said you had amended it. Twice I asked, and you lied to prevent me getting there.
I've served you those papers
twice. I asked you when it is, and you didn't tell me intentionally. You didn't want me.
At that time, but you were served papers for when that was.
When I was asking about it, you said you had amended it.
Did you receive them in the mail?
You see, every answer you avoid is because you're lying.
I'm getting to the bottom of this. Did you receive the papers that I served you in the mail? Because I know the first time I served you, you threw the papers on the ground and you left them there and you never looked at them. So did you receive or read any of the papers that I sent you on how you can get visitation rights with your mom now that she's safe and in a comfortable environment? Did you look at that at all?
Send them to me now. I don't know what you're talking about. Anita, you've been putting me through hell. Psychological torture is when you speak lies to somebody for 5 years daily. You should
have received 3 copies of summons to court.
I need a third person you communicate through, because you keep saying...
Let me know if you've received them.
I don't know, Anita. I don't know. I need a third person.
That's where your bills are, too.
I'm always asking for a third person to communicate through, because you've been doing psychological torture on me.
You need to get a representative payee through the Social Security office, because they can help you pay your bills. That's your third person right there. Go to the Social Security office and say, hey, I'm disabled. I need a representative payee. I need help. That's what you do. I've told you that so many times. You've ignored it. You don't want to get help. You push everyone who wants to help you away. It's time to change that. You need help. So it's called a representative payee. And they help with your Social Security payments to make sure that they're going towards your bills first so that you can survive.
I
and
asked for
then they pay for
financial
anything else that you
manager.
want. That's what that is. It's called a representative payee,
Uh-huh.
and they help you. That's an available service to you. You need to look into it. Have you looked into it at all? Do you know what that is?
Tell Gary about it, and let's communicate through Gary.
Is Gary okay? I thought Gary wasn't going to live there anymore. And I honestly don't think he should.
And why is that?
Because it's another squatter that you're inviting in without a rental agreement or anything. If he sues you or sues Anahid, you'll lose the house. You're opening up that can of worms. You're not protected because you have no rental agreement. There's many reasons why you shouldn't let people live in your house without a rental agreement, Jake. There's many, many reasons, and that's just a few of them. It's not good practice. It's not your property yet either. Once Anahid dies, you inherit that house, but right now it's hers.
Hey, Gary.
And it needs protection.
Gary, can you come out? Gary, can you come out here?
Okay.
Gary, I got Anita on the phone. I have a third person in the conversation. She wants you to be present what she's doing to me.
Okay.
So sit down for some here. Be comfortable.
Gary, you don't have to do this if you're uncomfortable. You don't have to say yes to everything that Zeke says.
I'm willing to be a witness.
Are you okay? I heard you were in the hospital.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. What's your plan, Gary?
My plan is
No, don't tell her anything, Anita. She's gonna use it against you. What do you want, Anita? What do you
I
want?
want to know what his living arrangement plans are.
It's none of your business, Anita. Okay?
No, I'm
It's
supposed
none
to
of
be
your
managing
business.
Anahid's
No, you're
residence.
not. She's said repeatedly she wants you off her accounts
She's
and
also
off
said she
out of
doesn't
her
want
life.
Gary there. She said very intensely that she did not want him there.
So when
So I
she
wanna know
says
what his
very
plan is.
intensely she doesn't want you out of, she wants you out of her life, you don't
Only
listen
when
to
you're
that.
threatening and intimidating her and telling her lies
Oh.
about me.
It sounds like here you're threatening and intimidating me, Anita, the way your tone.
How
Listen
am I
to your
doing
tone. Listen to your tone throughout this conversation. I'm gonna
So your
post this
tone will
conversation.